Okay, y'all, well, it's another campfire ghost story video, cause it's spooky. Today is Friday, July 11th, 2025, and woo, boys, there's some news today. Donald Trump is in trouble with MAGA, over Epstein list. Dan Bongino, the conspiracy theorist podcaster turned deputy director of the FBI, and Kash Patel, the conspiracy theorist turned FBI director, are both big mad at Attorney General Pam Bondi for saying there is no Epstein client list. It doesn't exist. 3 months after she said, I have the Epstein client list on my desk. MAGA is pissed. They are angry. They are absolutely still collapsing over this. Rumor has it that Bongino did not even show up for work today in protest of Pam Bondi's directive to apparently 86 the Epstein list. Excuse me. They are mad, and apparently Bongino is looking at resigning, and apparently Kash Patel is also thinking about resigning if Bongino resigns. That would be massive. For one thing, it could give us a chance to get new people in there who are actually competent. I mean, like, that's a low chance, but, you know, it's possible. I don't know if there would be anybody that would be worse than those guys. I just don't know. I just don't know. But they are really going to the mat over this. And Pam Bondi is in some hot water. Donald Trump, meanwhile, it's like, who's even talking? Why are you even talking about Jeffrey Epstein anymore? Who's talking about that? Well, you got the Texas thing. And, well, that's a disgrace. Okay, Donald, whatever. So, I think that's really the biggest news. But also, there's been some decent news out of the courts. There's been a lot of good things coming out of the courts in the ICE raids in California. Also, we've got like the nationwide injunction again on the birthright citizenship because they made a class action, so that's great. But honestly, this stuff with the Epstein list is really stunning. It's continuing. It's not going away. It's not dying down. You know, MAGA has a tendency to outrage over something that, you know, Trump does or says that is contrary to their values, and then they will roll over and get over it. But they are not getting over this, and I think it's because this was a central pillar of their conspiracy theorism that Donald Trump, of course, exploited. People like Andrew Schultz on Flagrant podcast, his whole crew was just like reaming the administration's decision on this and other things as well. Like they're like the administration's batting 0 for like 10, right? They listed out a bunch of things and he's like, they didn't do any of this stuff. People are really kind of pissed off at him who voted for him, and there is a lot of people saying, I'm out, Donald. Like 3x Trump voters, 3 times Trump voters are saying, I am done. You know, it's easy to say stuff online, and you've got to take that all with a grain of salt. But just the sheer volume and quantity of this is unlike anything we've really seen before from MAGA. And so maybe it has some staying power. Who knows? You know, there's some other things. Democrats are not very popular right now. People kind of hate the Democrats, and honestly, rightfully so. They're a bunch of weak little bitches. I'm sorry, but they are just weak sauce. If Mitch McConnell had the position that Chuck Schumer has right now as minority leader, he would be eating the majority's lunch, right? Chuck Schumer's just a god-awful fucking idiot. Get out of that leadership position, dude. You're just too old. I'm sorry, you're too old. And Hakeem Jeffries, you know, whatever. He's new, upcoming, but he's just old guard. We need something new. the old ways of doing things are not working, clearly. So Democrats need to get a new playbook, and they need to get it fucking fast, because we are in trouble. But this stuff with MAGA, this is the kind of stuff that you see that precedes a regime collapse in, like, authoritarian countries, which we are now, which is crazy to say. Just wild times. Welcome to 2025. But this is the kind of stuff that you see before a dictator collapses. Like, you see, they call it elite defections, you know, people who are members of the elite class, of the ruling class, of the ruling party, starting to say, yeah, I'm not okay with this, I'm out. Tom Tillis, y'all, is, I mean, so many people don't like him, and for decent reason. He's okay in my book, but, you know, there's a lot of room for criticism for him. But he is really giving Trump the what for, and the whole administration. He is calling out Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is incompetent. He's a drunk-ass little bitch. He needs to go. But yeah, Tillis he said Hegseth is an amateur. He said a bunch of the people in the cabinet are amateurs, and he's right. But, you know, Tom Tillis is coming out swinging. Apparently, Joni Ernst is considering not running again. That would be great if she doesn't run again. Maybe it would help Democrats. Maybe it would help Republicans because she's so unpopular. I mean, she's pretty unpopular right now. We'll see. But these are all things that you want to see, right? Internal division and schism. That's good for the opposition because we can exploit it. And we can take these things that their own people are saying and be like, okay, well, you're saying this and your people are saying this. And just drive home the wedge. I mean, the crack is already there. Just stick your fingers in it and just wiggle. That's all you gotta do. Democrats don't even seem to know how to do that, to be honest. It's really depressing and alarming to see that our two great political parties have collapsed into such weakness. Absolute weakness. It's absurd. Absolutely absurd. And it's just stupid. Anyways, so, yeah, Bongino and Patel, you know, I hope they go, and I hope they bring the bodies with them, you know. They've got some bodies that they can dump, right, and just lay out. They could do some damage, and I'm sure Donald Trump is afraid. He wouldn't have hijacked the question about Epstein to Bondi in that cabinet meeting with the press briefing there. Who has a cabinet meeting with a press gaggle? What world we live in? Anyways, but yeah, Trump wouldn't have been trying to dissuade that attention so, like, blatantly if there wasn't something to it. Rumor has it that he was the one that directed Bondi to nix the report or whatever, or the list. So, I mean, also something coming out today is that he was planning on pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, however you say her stupid name. I can't say it. I guess she's French or something, maybe. I don't know. But he was dissuaded from doing that. I'm telling you, there's something there. And MAGA, I mean, they can be a dog with a bone, right? And if they actually stick with this, maybe they'll get some answers. I don't know. But lots of drama, lots of cracks. Cracks are widening. They're not getting better in MAGA world. I don't know that they can, to be honest, or will. Not anytime soon, anyways. And even if they do, Steve Bannon was like, even if we lose 5% of MAGA or 10% of MAGA, that will make a difference. And he's right. Donald Trump did not win a majority in 2024. He won a plurality. He won with less than 50% of the vote, okay? So if, 5 or 10% of MAGA peel off and just don't vote, or even switch to, like, Democrats or something, which could be possible, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of things that Democrats are for that MAGA could be for if they get the scales off their eyes. But let's just say they just don't vote. Those votes go away for Donald Trump or whoever else runs, in 2028 and in the midterms. If if a small number of those don't show up, it's lights out for Republicans, and that's what we want. So, regardless of whether all of MAGA turns against them on this issue or whatever, we can peel off significant numbers of their contingents, and then that can be enough. So that's a valid strategy. But yeah, things are just crazy. MAGA's in an uproar. Trump is in trouble. On some good news, actually, it seems like he's actually reversing course on the Ukraine aid stuff, like for good, and actually giving them more supplies. For whatever reason, I don't give a shit about the reason. Any fucking reason is enough for me to give Ukraine aid. And if he is transitioning on that, then that is good. That's unquestionably good. So, you know, I would support that too. But that doesn't mean I support Donald Trump, let's be clear. So, you know, there's lots of potential for good developments, for good news. We have to keep being diligent about this, and we have to fan the flames of dissent in the MAGA ranks. We have to consolidate our own movement and ranks, and be, you know, make sure we are in solidarity with our own, you know, movement and each other. We have to help our immigrant brothers and sisters, our migrants, and any Hispanics. Apparently they are targeting people just based on their look or their last name. Tom Homan said that shit. Also, fuck Tom Homan. I can't wait for Nuremberg trials 2. We're going to have real accountability, and some of you fuckers are going to be in trouble. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got really for today. This shit is wild. What a roller coaster. I am so sorry to the world as an American. I am so deeply sorry that we have not been able to keep our shit together. We're going to try to fix it. We are dedicating ourselves to fixing it and making everything better so that this cannot happen again. This is a tragedy, a global tragedy, and a domestic tragedy. And so we have a lot of work to do to fix this, but we commit ourselves to that work. That's all I've got for you guys. Hope you all stay safe. You know, love you all, and until next time, see you later.